in the dark, shooting stars over this old park. Burnt marshmallow on a crooked stick. You drop a comment, I'll read it quick. Switchback, sweat, and summit haze. Drone shots catching all those rays. Feels like we're together, y'all, out here on Woodall Trails. Like and subscribe to Woodall Trails. Hit that bell so you don't miss the tales from a
What is going on, adventurers? Good afternoon, everybody, or morning, wherever you're viewing from. I've got two guys in the queue here. We're going to bring them up. A recent trip I took, we just done a video on a premiere. If you missed that, go back, watch it now. If you're watching this in the future, I'll put a link up here for you. But guys, I'm going to bring up these two guys, and we're going to talk about blunders on trail. Blunders, what are blunders? Blunders are mishaps. Mishaps that happen on trail, guys. So, as you know, we had a trip this past weekend, and we had a blunder from somebody. We're going to bring him on here right now and bring on our other guy who got to witness the blunder. So it was fun. But we're going to bring these two guys on right now and let them introduce themselves.
What up? Can you hear me all right?
How's it going?
I got you loud and clear here.
All right, I'm Jeremiah Stringer.
We got Chicken Little Trex up there in the top.
Oh, I thought he was
Oh,
going
yeah. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you there. Chicken Little Trex.
Okay, guys, so we got Mr. Stringer here, the king of Kentucky backpacking himself. We've been on quite a few trips now, wouldn't you say, buddy?
Yeah, we've had a good time. And I will tell you, I think that blunder is the wrong word because I looked up blunder and it says it's a stupid or careless mistake. And I don't think I made any mistakes. I think it was an act of God.
I call it a mishap. Okay. But we'll agree to disagree here.
Yeah, you want me to tell people real quick what happened?
Okay, yeah, we'll go let you lead right here and let you explain what happened. That's what I was going to lead into here. We've been on a few trips now, and I don't think you've ever had to leave a trip or you've had to show up late sometimes, but you've never had to just not show up or leave. So something happened on this trip, and it was the first time for that. So I'll let you explain it now.
Yeah, I think I've bailed on one trip before, and it was I think we were at Cave Run Lake, me and some of the Kentucky guys, and they were giving snow and like 100% humidity overnight. Tents were supposed to drop. It's supposed to get real nasty. I think that's the only one I left early. This one, we drove 3 hours to Savage Gulf, like Jonathan said, and met up with Chicken Little Trex here. He come the next morning, and I thought everything was good to go. Chicken Little even surprised us with breakfast the next morning and brought us some McDonald's, and it wasn't so good to go. John Kelly was chastising me for this. He's like, I can't believe you ate the biscuits and gravy. That was the worst idea, chasing it with coffee.
You want to know something funny, bro?
What?
I said the same thing to Logan. I was like, dude, with his stomach, I definitely wouldn't have grabbed that biscuits and gravy.
Well, it was what I was wanting, but I don't think it helped any. Basically, what happened was I had the stomach bug. I contracted it from my son and didn't even know it. And then Friday night, like Saturday morning, like 3 a.m., I started feeling the bubble guts, and it was pouring the rain and pitch black out. So I said, I'm not getting up yet. And I went back to sleep till about 6. And then I think that you were talking in your sleep. This was before Chicken Little got there. It was just starting to get daylight. And I was like, who's he talking to? And I looked, and there's nobody out there. Like, your hammock was still zipped up and everything. And I was like, well, I'm awake. I got to run to the bathroom. And I was like, well, that was weird. I don't normally wake up out of a sleep and just have to run to the bathroom, but I did. So I immediately hopped up and threw my Crocs on and ran to the pit toilet and painted that pit toilet on the inside. It was terrible. And then just continued on and on and on. Chicken Little got there, and we hung out for about an hour or so, and then went over to the ranger station. And, I used their bathroom there and washed my hands and everything, and broke the news to the guys that I think I got to go home and sleep some of this off. So I hung out there in front of the ranger station for like 3 hours and waited for my wife to pick me up. And I told these guys to go on and have fun. Didn't even feel like walking to the waterfall there by the ranger station. Made me so sad.
Man, yeah, that was rough. Speaking of the ranger station, I didn't get to hear about the story with that. Do you want to elaborate on that real quick?
Yeah. Yeah, you see, you went down to the waterfall.
Yeah.
And I was so delusional at this point. I didn't know what was going on. I dehydrated, and Chicken Little, I think he had ran to his car or the bathroom or something. And he come back over and he was like, "Where's Jonathan?" I was like, he might be in the ranger station or I'm not sure. And so he went in there and checked and you weren't in there and he come back out. And while you walked down to the waterfall, he and I were talking about last time. What did you say had happened, Chicken Little? Whenever y'all were there, you had put up hammocks or something around there.
Oh yeah, so it wasn't at that at that trailhead. It was in that park though. It was over on the east trailhead, and we hung hammocks up in the day use area, and the rangers drove by, and they were like, "Oh yeah, just don't camp overnight. You're good to go though." And we'd never had any problems hanging hammocks in the day use area.
Well, Jonathan, what happened is I should have asked forgiveness instead of permission, but after you all walked off, I said it's going to be like 2 or 3 more hours before Bridget gets here. So let me hang up my hammock and try to sleep some because I was absolutely exhausted. I was telling you guys my watch measures my body battery, and right now my body battery, just to give you an idea, is at 55%, and it's 8:00 p.m. And if I sleep a good night's sleep, it's 85 to 95%. And at that point, it was like down to 15%, and then 14, then 11. So my body was just absolutely exhausted. I was like, I need sleep. And I went into that ranger station, which was literally like one room with a gift shop on one wall and a lady sit behind the desk. And I was like, hey, I'm sick. I went to this bathroom over and over and over. And I'm wondering, can I throw up my hammock over here on the other side of this bench I was sitting on? This is literally 20 feet from the front door of the ranger station, and the bathroom's 20 feet to the left of that. And she said, no, you can't put your hammock over there. And I said, well, I really need some rest. You don't understand how terrible I feel. And she was like, you can't just hang your hammock anywhere. And I said, well, I'm not trying to hang my hammock anywhere. I want to hang it on the other side of that bench over there, nowhere else, and sleep and wait on my wife to come pick me up. I'm going to be here a while. And she said, there's nothing I can do to help you. I said, well, let me ask you a more interesting question. What's the consequence to me hanging up this hammock? And she said, well, I'm not a ranger, but I will call a ranger and they'll come and remove you and they'll fine you for hanging the hammock. And Chicken Little and I were texting back and forth earlier today, and he looked in the rules.
She's gingerist.
yeah. What a racist. And Chicken Little sent me a message with a screenshot of the rules, and I didn't see anything in there about hanging hammocks anywhere, but she was dead set on having me trespassed if I did. And I was like, this lady is so mean. Where's the compassion? Plus, we paid to be at the camping area. She said, well, here's an alternative for you. You can go back to your campsite. And I was like, I can't go back to the campsite. First, I didn't have the energy to carry that big, heavy backpack over there. And secondly, there's like those bathrooms. It was a far walk to those bathrooms from our campsite compared to like from where the bench was to those heated bathrooms with running water, and like paper towels and toilet paper versus a pit toilet with no toilet paper.
And heat.
And heat, yeah, you could at least go in there and warm up for a second. So I just sit there on that bench. I put my sit pad down to keep my butt warm. And I put on all my layers, my gloves, my hat, and just sat there for 3 hours and looked at the sign saying there's a waterfall at 287 yards to my right. And I just didn't feel like even walking because 15 minutes later, I'd have to run back to the bathroom. So,
well, I'm just going to tell you that way down that way is a bunch of stairs. So I don't know how you would have taken that.
I'm glad I didn't go, but yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And then when my wife got there, I threw my backpack in the back of the car and I fell asleep. You know where the road gets curvy on the way back into town from that trailhead? Mm-hmm. I fell asleep before we made it through the end of those curves and I slept for like an hour and a half straight. And I woke up and we were about to pass that Arby's that you and I stopped at on the way down and used the bathroom.
Okay. Yeah.
Bridget, you need to stop here. We need to run in this Arby's. I got to go now. So bubble guts it again, dude. I was painting every toilet that I found, and it was terrible.
So did that proceed to last the entire weekend?
It lasted until like probably Sunday at early afternoon, 2 to 4 p.m. And then I didn't have to go like the rest of the evening Sunday. And then Monday when I got up once or twice, and then it started tapering off. And then Tuesday I took off work just to lay around and recover because my body was like, blah. So, yeah, it was rough. I went back to work on Wednesday.
Yeah, you already know how my week was too. I went to back to work on Wednesday. I had a sick little kid and had to deal with that, and then back to work for me too.
Well, just so everybody knows, I was sick a week after my son, so I'm hoping.
So everyday backpacker asked here if it was Giardia.
It was gastroenteritis. Is that how you say it? Like the inflamed gut, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
don't know if that's how you say it. That sounds right to me.
So Jonathan and I have 24 to 48 hours before we.
Well, we'll see. The last diarrhea diaper that I changed was on a Tuesday, and then my son. Well, it was like Tuesday morning, Monday evening, Tuesday morning, and then my son went back to daycare on Wednesday, and then I didn't get any symptoms at all until Saturday at 3 a.m. And I don't know what that incubation period is. I don't know really when I would have contracted it versus when it started showing signs. But I know, Chicken Little, you're probably in the clear because we were outside the whole time you and I were hanging out. You remember the whole COVID thing where you could hang out outside but don't go at each other's house and all that? Jonathan and I sat about 5 inches apart in his Kia.
For 3.5 hours.
For 3.5 hours.
And then not only that, now I've got my daughter who has flu A. So it's like, ugh.
Great. Yeah,
I made it out scot-free somehow.
I hope. I hope.
So.
So.
I hope. I might eat those words.
Well, I watched the video. By the way, that's pretty much all the story for me. But I watched the video. I caught it after the premiere earlier because we were eating dinner. But I was wanting to know about this crazy lady. I know that you guys are going to hang out and talk, and I'm going to hop off in a minute. But I want to hear about why are y'all calling some lady crazy in this video? What was the deal?
You want to explain, Logan?
Yeah, I can. I mean, I don't think it was too awfully crazy, but for the fact that she took her shoes off and it's cold water, I mean, it had to have been killing her feet, you know.
And then she's climbing all over the mossy rocks with no shoes on, too.
Yeah, like she
probably normal for you though, Jeremiah.
Well, it sounds like she didn't want to get her feet wet, or shoes wet, rather.
Right? Yeah.
Is that the only thing that made her crazy? Because Jonathan in the video called her crazy like 3 times.
It's just the way she acted. She's crazy.
Oh. Did y'all have some kind of interaction with her? She was talking all wild. And
stuff? Yeah. She went across and she got to the end and she goes, "Yeah." She was so happy. She said, "I'm going for it. I don't care." She said, "That's what I came for."
I told her, "Go for it." Yeah, she's like, "This is what I'm here for." So I was like, "Go ahead and do it." That's 40-degree water, and I don't feel like slipping and falling in it. So
was this the?
I was almost crazy.
And then what I really didn't want to do is leave my pack there. Is the main thing. Is have to leave my pack there and then come back and someone took it or something happened to it or something else.
Was it the falls that they said was closed because the water was too deep?
Yeah, there was Ranger Falls. That falls. I think it was passable, honestly. But you know, want to get your feet wet, but they advised against it at the ranger station. So.
Bro, they probably live in bubble wrap. Those guys, you can't even set your hammock up.
Can't even set your hammock up.
Yeah, take the bubble wrap off. Let's crack an egg or two. Come on, this is America. We're paying to be in this state park. Plus, you pay taxes too. Like if you're a Tennessee resident, I'd be like, I will follow the rules within reason, but like no hiking after dark, only camping in the designated areas. Everywhere has a bathroom. They want you to go to the bathroom in their pit toilets. They're just
no, I ain't doing that. I didn't do that when we were there. I'm just gonna let you know.
Well, I heard you say something about winning or losing the game. What was that?
Oh, well, we both won the game apparently, didn't we? You never hit the trail, so technically you won.
I guess technically I don't feel like a winner.
He lost the game immediately.
That's the one where you won but didn't win.
That's like whenever you're warming up in a basketball game, but you roll your ankle before the game starts. So your team wins, but you never even got to play. You're just on injury reserve. Your friends got to have fun at least.
Oh man, I held it. I'll let you know. So that morning when we got to breaking down camp, I already knew it was coming, and I was waiting. I wasn't. Nope. At 2.9 miles, I was not using it there at camp. I knew there was a nice warm bathroom with heat and everything else about 3 miles away, and I was at about mile 1.5. I turtle headed it the rest of the way.
Oh, good Lord, the prairie dog. Oh man.
I'm like, I'm not stopping here in the woods. I know it's at the end.
Oh man.
I think Logan, I told him, and he was still at his car. I was like, dude, I'm going back to use the bathroom. I'll see you in there.
So something interesting, Jeremiah. You were talking about hanging your hammock and the camping areas are designated. So I got to look into the rules about that with Tennessee State Parks, and so they have a weird definition for camping. I thought you might think it's pretty interesting. So there's certain actions that would be considered camping, but camping is only between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m.
Ah.
So technically, you could go set up your tent and a campfire, whatever, between the daytime hours, and you're technically not camping.
Yeah.
And then you can just illegally hike at night.
Yeah, it's just illegal to hike at night. I don't know, but I thought that was very interesting to say that you're only camping if it's between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m.
So if you're following like the legalese, if you will, then technically you could really set that hammock up. It was no big deal. Like I watched those First Amendment audit videos. I don't know if y'all have seen them on YouTube, but the people like film in public and stuff, or they'll go to the post office and they'll get confronted and they're like, look, it's really public. Like there's nothing you could do. So if I really wanted to fight it, I could be like, okay, show me the rules. Okay, now show me the laws, and then show me the policies for this park. And then nothing in those, you're saying, would give them the ammunition that they needed to remove me. Like I'm not disrupting the flow of traffic. I'm not camping in a non-designated area. I'm not camping in a designated area. I'm just.
It's a day use area. You're day using it.
What's the difference in putting a blanket down and having a picnic with my wife behind that bench versus me hanging my hammock in between those two trees? I get the straps could damage the trees and stuff, but come on.
Yeah, they're not worried about that. I mean, in my opinion, they're not. I mean, you saw how busy it was. That's the least of their worries.
Yeah, and you know what? There was a ranger that came over there with that lady for about an hour while I sit there. And that lady never left the office, but she did come out after I went in there and asked her permission to hang my hammock up. She did come out, follow me, like literally right behind me with a can of Lysol and sprayed everything. She was like spraying the air behind me. She sprayed the door handles on both sides. She sprayed like around the merchandise. There were people coming in. I was literally 10 feet away. And she was like, sorry, somebody just came in here was sick. I don't want to get anybody sick. So I'm sanitizing everything. Then those people went in there and stayed a while. Later, I mean, there's all kinds of foot traffic in and out, but later, a ranger, a lady come in there that was a ranger and stayed in there for like an hour. Neither of them left. And then the ranger walked out like an hour later, said bye. I was waiting on her to come say something to me like, hey, you're loitering sitting here on a bench. And I would be like, are you serious?
I'm enjoying the park, man.
Yeah, I paid. Well, I didn't pay. Thank you. Shout out CLT for buying our designated campsites. But we paid to be there.
like I said before, we've hung hammocks in the day.
She had to ward off the gingivitis.
Yeah.
Gingivitis.
Yeah. She's prejudiced. It's ridiculous. But I don't want to hog the show here, guys. I'll let you guys talk and have fun and tell everybody about
what's going on, Andy.
Like I said, I watched the video and that was awesome. Some great scenery, and I would love to get back down there. So keep sending me the links, Logan, on the next adventure and the trails through there, because I'm definitely interested in hitting not only Fiery Gizzard, because Jonathan's been there a couple times now, I guess, but we got to hit that up, and that Savage Gulf is just as awesome. So I definitely
Dude, I counted it. I think there was five or six waterfalls in 10 miles.
See, I missed out.
Yeah, I need to hit up Fire Gizzard. I haven't completed the whole thing, so I need to do that sometime. Get it completed.
You'll
Uh,
love it, man. It's a 10 out of 10. Now, I say,
oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
You got to do it again, Jeremiah, and do the bottom.
yeah, I thought about taking my wife and us.
No. Ask CLT about that. Don't do that. Don't do it now.
I said, you know what? She'll probably like the top route. That top route was pretty easy. You get lots of
Yeah.
views. It's flat. And then, Jonathan made the bottom route sound like you were literally walking through pure hell. So I don't know. I think maybe the easier route would be.
Well, ask CLT how his wife took it.
What happened?
She did not enjoy it, to say the least.
Did it beat her up, chew her up, and spit her out?
Oh, it beat both of us up, man. I mean, the rocks are rough, and you just don't expect that. It's a last little pool there that's just, it looks like you're going straight up a hill. It's
Mm-hmm.
just brutal. But, I mean, I had a good time. I mean, top two fun, but it's pretty rough.
Well, we got down there in that bottom. Jonathan was ahead of us, so he was headed on to the campsite when we were at Fiery Gizzard. But Jason and I were walking together, and a couple of people behind us, one in front of Jonathan. And we got to where the trails intersect, like when you're coming off of what's that called? Dogwood up top hits the
Dog hole trail, yeah.
Yeah, when those two trails meet, and then you start like heading that last mile to the campsite.
Mm-hmm.
That I was like, gosh, this whole thing would have been like this. That would have been like, it was dusk. It was dark whenever we got to where the trails met.
Yeah, I was kind of jealous. I was kind of mad a little bit. I was like, man, it's dark and there's so much that I'm missing to see.
I was thinking if we had taken this lower trail, we wouldn't made it to camp till 10 o'clock. This would have been terrible.
Oh, yeah, there'd been no way. Yeah.
We would have been breaking the rules.
Don't
Well,
break the
technically,
rules.
you kind of did.
Yeah, well, what can you do?
I mean, you already done it once at Tennessee State Park. Why not do it again?
Yeah, well, you didn't get caught. So
Hang a hammock wherever you want.
that's what I should have done. But all right, boys, I'll hop off here and let y'all tell everybody about the adventure. But I had fun talking with you, and I'll shoot y'all a text.
All right, see you,
Sounds good,
Jeremiah.
man. Take it easy.
See you guys.
So, man, Savage Gulf.
Oh, yeah, it was a good time. How'd you enjoy it?
Let's just say I've been talking with Joey, and I guess you learned the first time to take me the better route.
Oh, yeah. So let me tell you about that. So I took Joey, I guess it was a couple years ago, and it just so
Okay, guys,
happened.
sorry, 1 second. For context
No, go
here,
ahead.
we're talking about Mr. Joey Outdoors. I don't know if he's in here, but he has a YouTube channel as well, and he is in the whole group here. We all meet up for our creators meet up in the gorge, and so that's who he's talking about. So sorry, man. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there. Just trying to let him know who he's talking about.
Yeah, shout out Joey Outdoors. But yeah, he drove down from Tennessee, East Tennessee, and he came in to do it was a 2-day backpacking trip, and it was notorious. For some reason, every time I would go to Savage Gulf, it would thunderstorm and rain. It could be the most beautiful weather, and as soon as I get there, thunderstorms. And so we got there, and everything was looking good, no problems, and we started our hike. We didn't make it barely past Stone Door, and thunder, lightning. So we're walking down through there. We took the Big Creek Rim Trail, I think is what they call it.
Mm-hmm.
And so our plan was to go Big Creek Rim, Greeter, and then hit the Big Creek Gulf, Ranger, and I think it was Sawmill Camp, I think is what it is. It's right there. So where you turn off to go back to the Stone Door, you just go straight.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was another loop that we were planning on doing. I think it was the Collins Gulf and then Collins Rim, and coming back possibly. I can't remember exactly, but we got right there. It was a long day. I mean, just wet. Those rocks are just killer. So we hit Greeter Falls and come down, into the Big Creek Gulf. And we got to the split right there at Stone Door, and I looked at the weather, and it said hail, lightning, and winds. I think it said like 40-mile-an-hour gusts. And I said, hey, we're gonna have to do something. So I said, let's look at this, and we decided instead we would just stay at the Stone Door camp. We got back to the parking lot, and man, the bottom just fell out. I mean, wind was blowing like crazy. We bailed that trip, so that was definitely a blunder of a trip for sure. Trail blunder.
Big, not a mishap you could foresee right there.
Oh no, the weather was beautiful that weekend.
I mean, I've had that kind of blunder on trail. Definitely don't want to be in a hammock when it's very windy. Yeah, tornadoes especially. Yeah, man. Glad we didn't have that on this trip. This trip was amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Like that area, like Fiery Gizzard, I could probably go a million times over, and I'd still enjoy it just because it's beautiful. Like the whole area. I mean, it's not far from home. It's each time you'll see something different, just because the water levels could be different. Like you said, you've been there before, and like I think you said you hadn't seen that much water on Big Creek at all.
Yeah, I've never seen that much water on Big Creek. Usually, right there where you were talking about the crazy lady crossing the water, that's usually dry. You know, it doesn't get that second waterfall where we filled up water. That's usually where the water stops. There's a sink right there where that waterfall is, and the water stops there, and it don't come back till probably right there where Stone Door comes down. So it was really cool getting to see all the water on that end, because I'd read online that people were wading across and a river crossing for Ranger Falls, but I'd never seen water in it. So I thought, well, maybe the sink dried it up,
Huh. Yeah. Thinking back on it now, we could have went across.
Hey, we could have, but that's okay. We'll take Jeremiah.
I was gonna say, that just means I get to go back, and you get to go back and get Jeremiah, and hopefully try to get some other of these guys that are in the chat here. I've had a few of them reach out, want to do some trips, so get back out there. I wouldn't mind doing a little bit longer of a trip too, man. Like try to get out there earlier in the day, Friday, and then like try to get a little bit more in. I know that's harder for you to do, but even if you could just get in there and do a day.
Yeah, maybe get into Alum campground that night instead of the Stone Door. Do that 2.9 miles in. And try to get somewhere there. But there's also other awesome loops. You got the Savage Falls. There's a campground not far from there. It's like I think 2 miles in, maybe a mile in. They got a couple different camps. You got the Stone Door, and then there's the Savage Falls, and then you have, I want to say it's Cedar Falls, but it's on the South Trailhead. It's probably 500 yards in, so there's definitely plenty of camping. We could hit up a Friday evening and start out Saturday morning real nice.
I was gonna say that area is just full of waterfalls.
Oh yeah, it's an awesome area.
So I don't know what I'm gonna get at here. My mind kind of went blank there for a second, but so once we put up that last waterfall, that hill, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I wasn't expecting it.
No, yeah,
I'd watched it, and I'd watched it. Like I'd watched this trip probably the day before, and I think I sent links to you and Jeremiah. And I'd watched the trip. He done the exact same trip the guy that one guy did. I can't remember the name of his channel, but he done the trip, and he's like, man, this hill, it doesn't look like it, but good Lord. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought the same thing once we got there almost to the top. I was like, oh my God, like just about walking like it had, I would say at least a 30 to 40% incline.
Almost like you could reach out and touch the hill. But yeah, on camera it doesn't look that steep. You look at the pictures and you think, there ain't no way I was huffing and puffing for that little hill. But it's very steep. It's hard to to picture it in, with the depth perception there.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize with that area around there, they think mileage. A lot of people do, and they're like, "Oh, that's that," and they see the difficulty. It says hard. They're like 2.5 miles. That ain't hard, or 5 miles. That ain't. And then they don't look at the elevation and look at what it does. Like that right there, it was. I think what we did. What was it? 4.8, and that elevation we had there was, well, 10 if you done the whole trip, but just what we did that one day, which was all the elevation, was basically almost 1,500 foot elevation in 5 miles.
Yeah, it was a pretty good climb there. I think most of it on the way out, but we had some ups and downs, some puds, and it's a good trail though. I think it kind of gives you the it'd be a good training trail for doing a section of the AT or anything like that. It's real rugged. You get used to that, you'll be golden.
Yeah, those trails right there, the Fiery Gizzard, those if you can do. I don't see when we were down there at the Fiery Gizzard with Jason and Jeremiah. I don't see how they were doing marathons there, man. Just seeing people running, and they're like, "Oh, we're doing a marathon." I was like, "Y'all are running on these rocks," which I get it. I mean, they're not wearing any gear, but still, what is a marathon? Is that to the Fiery Gizzards, that to one end and then back?
I think so. What's it? 6. Well, let's see. A half marathon is 13 miles, so you're talking 26 miles?
Yeah, that would be there. That's to one trip to the north end, south end, and back to the north end. So, daggum.
Where'd I go here? There we go. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. And then there was the little Amish girl that ran through. She was running it in sandals. Kind of makes me feel like I'm a punk now. Here I am complaining, and here she is running it in flip flops and a dress. She probably just churned butter before she came out there.
That's crazy. I wonder if Jamie McCracken, shout out to him. I actually messaged him. He had went to Savage Gulf the week before we went. And I was asking him how the trail was. I don't know if he was doing running down there or just hiking or what, but he covered some miles for sure, because he said he did all of the Gulf and back to Stone Door, so he probably covered at least 10 miles, if not 12.
Yeah, I think he did. He didn't do the lower part like what we did. He did. He went down Laurel like we did, then hit the big Gulf rim. Came out to the top of Stone Door, then went to the bottom of Stone Door and back up Stone Door, and then back around. So I don't know how much that is.
That's still a good bit. I wouldn't want to go down.
I would say that. Yeah, but that's Jamie though. For y'all don't know, Jamie McCracken, he's another creator that we've met. Go look at his channel. He does a lot of crazy stuff. He's a health freak and runs marathons, and I think he ran up Indian Staircase. He's kind of like Jeremiah. He's a peculiar and very crazy guy.
Every time I see him now, I have to ask him, "Did you get your 20 miles in this morning?" I think the first time I talked to him, he had done 20 miles or something, and I was like, the next morning I asked him, I said, "You already get your 20 miles in?" We just woke up. He was like, no, not yet. He's like, "I think I'm at like 5 or 10 or something like that." He done been trail running that morning. That's crazy.
Yeah, I do that stuff, but I don't do it willingly half the time.
You had to trail run
or knowingly.
When you got not lost that morning at
that was kind of a blunder, I guess you could say. That's the point when you're not supposed to leave your phone, and you're not supposed to. I was like, I know where I'm going, and I had my headlamp. I was good, and it was the sun was just coming up, man. There was still fog everywhere. It just made one wrong turn. Well, right. I won't say wrong turn. I'll say an adventure. I made an adventure out of it.
Adventurous turn. Hey, Brian
Yeah.
Winburn asks, how much does trail coffee delivery cost? Well, it seems like if you come with me, it's for free, but Jeremiah got some coffee.
Dude, when he said that, I was like, man, you're asking for a lot. I'm just
I
saying,
was thinking, I'm like, it's gonna be cold. I mean, McDonald's is 30 minutes away. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it'll stay warm. It didn't.
wow, him. Yeah, I wasn't expecting anything, man. And then I said same. I just said same as Jeremiah, what he told you, and I was like, and when you showed up the next morning, you had both out. You had the biscuits and gravy and a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. I was like, man.
I don't mess around with breakfast.
I know you don't. I had that biscuit was good. That bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit. I ain't gonna lie. You probably dogged on me for saving that one, but I threw that sucker on the heater when I left, and by the time I got to like Cookville, it was good and warmed up, and I had me a nice little snack.
Have you seen the videos of people warming up biscuits on their engine? They'll open their hood and put their food on the exhaust manifold and close it and warm up their breakfast.
I could see people doing that. I don't know if I'd want to do it though.
I wouldn't want to do it, but
I mean, I want my food to taste like carburetor smoke.
it's like
Gas
burnt oil
engine.
in my car.
I like the taste of oil on my pancakes.
Yeah.
Brian says he's just planning for October. So
For the meetup.
So guys, for what he's trying to say here, that's for the creator meetup. It's anyone actually. You ain't got to be creator. I mean, we just all like to meet up in October and all get together and just have a good time. If y'all shout out Backpacking Podcast, they put out a lot of information on it leading up to. I'll put out information. It's usually the second weekend in October? Does that sound right?
Yeah, second or third. Can't remember exactly. I think it's the second. I wonder, have you heard if we're going to be at Indian Staircase again this year? I hope so. That was a really good time.
I have not, but I will. Like I said, we just seen Jeremiah, but I'll see Jeremiah again Saturday, and I think Jason will be there too. So I'll probably get to run it by them. I mean, start throwing it in their ears, be like, "Where are we planning on doing it this year? Where at? Who knows? They might move it somewhere else besides there. I mean, besides the gorge. There's a lot of great places you can have it at. The gorge is, probably the easiest, but I mean, you could have it basically anywhere in Daniel Boone. I mean, that's just how it is. Yeah, Mitch says it's varied from year to year. So I had it at Hanson's, and I've had it now, which I've only been to the last two, and it was at Indian Staircase, and both of them I liked. Actually, the one that was not this past one, but the year before, I actually parked over at Coomer Ridge and hiked Coomer Ridge all the way to Hanson's, and spent about half of it in the dark, and my headlamp died, and had to use my phone to get to trail, get to Hanson's.
You'll have to get that new flex tail headlamp, man.
Well, I got the NU20 now. What did I have back? I can't remember. I think that was before I replaced the first one I had. Was
it the Black Diamond, possibly?
No, it's probably a off-brand Temu version.
Yeah. I had the Black Diamond, and it got sold. My first trip, it was actually on the foothills with Joey Outdoors. Shout out to him. I tagged along for the first couple of days of his through hike, and it didn't make it through the first night. I turned it on the next morning, and then 30 minutes later, the battery was just toast. No extra batteries. It was done.
What's going on, Aaron? How you doing tonight, buddy?
How's it going, Aaron?
Yeah,
Aaron would be proud of me with my first night in my hammock. Oh
yeah, man. Let's talk about that. Everyone out there, we talk a lot about hammock camping on here. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a hammock camper through and through since I've started backpacking. I mean, I've camped my entire life, but growing up, we had tents, and if I'd have known about hammocks back then, I probably would have had a hammock then too. I'm still trying to convince the wife to let me have it in the bedroom, and or at least put some hooks somewhere up in there so I can hang it whenever she's not home. But I guess I could set it up in the garage. But yeah, let's talk about your first night in the hammock. First night out in the, I guess your second first night.
Yeah, I don't even try to count my first night in a hammock as a night, because there was no sleeping going on because I was freezing. I might as well just went and slept in the truck. But yeah, it was great. You know, I got this new Superior Gear Starlight Elite, and it just really, I really enjoyed it. You know, I slept throughout the night. I didn't have any, didn't wake up until, gosh, I think I woke up once at 2 or 3 in the morning and went right back to sleep. I didn't wake up till 6.
Yeah, that's about like me. I think I woke up probably 4 in the morning, something like that. I only had to get up and use the bathroom. I'm the type anymore. I used to be, when I first started a few years ago, back in, I'd sleep. I'd like, no, I'd wait through it. Now I'm like, no, I'm gonna get up and pee, because I've learned that if you do, they've always been told that you got to get up and do it, or you're gonna get cold. I believe that now. Like, that's truth. Get up and go, or you will get cold.
Right. Yeah, mine, I just didn't want to get out. I was so warm, and I checked the phone, and it said 26. I thought, I don't really want to get out of here.
That was me at 6 o'clock when I opened it up, and I seen you still. I was like, if I get out of here, I'm definitely making a fire. So I guess I'm making a fire.
Yeah, so
I knew I wanted a fire, so I knew I was getting ready to. Aaron says, nice gear kicking.
Oh, thanks. You know, I'm growing my gear. I'm still learning, but I got to get me some down booties for sure, or some squawk socks, because the feet got a little cold, I think. But I don't know if it was the quilt, or I got to look and it looked like my underquilt had unsnapped over. I don't know if I just didn't snap them good, or if my feet kicked them loose or whatever. But that may have been the reason why.
Yeah, I got booties. I wear my booties year round, and actually I wear Alpha socks with my booties too. But is it Evolve Supply Co? Is that Darwin or Darwin's? Yeah, no, I was gonna say Darwin. I was like, nope, Darwin.
No, that's the alter ego of Darwin.
Yeah, yeah, he's not out here. Mitch, you need to tell him I about did that. But anyways, Darwin's company. I was looking, man. They actually put Alpha liner inside their booties. So,
hey, that might be worth spending a little. I was looking at the Nature Hike on Amazon.
See, I use the Nature Hike, and then I have them paired with the who makes the Alpha stuff that's not Squawk.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember their name though.
Farpoint. There we go. Farpoint. Yeah, Farpoint. Yeah. I got their Alpha socks, and I pair them with my down booties when it starts getting probably October time frame. It's about the meetup time frame. Unless it's staying in like the 60s at night still, then I only wear my Alpha socks to bed. But that's what I do, man. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, the booties are a game changer, especially if you're wanting to get out and it gets below freezing. I want my booties.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Even 40 and below, I like my booties. That's one part I don't like getting cold is my two parts: my head, ears, and my feet. Those two get cold. Any of those two get cold, and I'm done.
Right. I will say it was really nice, you know, coming from the tent life, coming into a hammock. You know, with the tent, you have to crawl out of the tent, and you have to contort yourself into the tent and put your shoes on, because you don't want to get your socks real dirty. And you know, with the hammock, I just kind of flipped my legs over and sat there and swung for a minute and thought about life, see if I want to actually get out. And,
you know what I'm gonna get you next?
What's that?
You know what I'm gonna get you into next?
What's that?
A table.
Oh yeah, I need a table. That's definitely, because you know, make me some coffee or something right there outside the hammock. Don't even have to get out.
Yeah, Mitch says he packs his year round and keeps them in his stuffed sack pillow. So that's something too. I mean, they don't weigh nothing. The booties, they don't nothing. I think I keep them in there year round, but I really don't use them in the summertime at all. And if I'm trying to cut weight, I'll throw them out. I mean, But that's only them trips when I'm trying to do a lot more mileage, and I haven't done very many of those since the Knobstone. So
For summertime, I'm gonna have to order a new underquilt. I think my 15 is gonna be a little too warm for summer.
or you can do what's your top quilt you got?
It's I got a 50, a 40, a 30, and a 15.
Keep that 15 and run you. You can run a 40 to 50 degree top quilt, and you'll be fine.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. That's a good idea.
That's what I would do. Sometimes you won't even need you won't even need a top quilt because you'll be so warm.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm wondering what the meetup's gonna be like this year if I make it.
Man, I'm hoping it'll be a warmer, so it will be in the 60s. I enjoy it when it's like 60s at night, 50s to 60s. Yeah. Perfect weather. You're just cool enough where you can be around a campfire, so you're not freezing, so you're good around the campfire, and you're not sweating because it's not too hot.
Yeah, we couldn't ask for any better weather this past year at the meetup. It was just perfect.
Oh, it was awesome.
Good. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, these last 2 years, like the background, you can see the background that's behind that I use on here. It's actually a picture from Hanson's. If you're looking out at Hanson's of the valley there, first morning after I got there at the meetup, not this past year but the year before. And man, you want to talk about something amazing. Something that I've gotten. I used to get up for a lot of sunrises. Used to. Now that I've gotten more and more, I won't say now that I've gotten more better at hanging the hammock, I tend to sleep a little bit later. I tend to stay up a little. I want to also. He's not on here anymore, so I want to kind of blame Jeremiah Stringer as well. He likes to stay up and sleep in. So, guess when you hang out with the Stringer, you got to stay up.
Yeah, with the way you hung your hammock at the meetup, you could about saw the sunrise from your hammock, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll try. I mean, that's the best thing about the hammock is you can just lay there and watch it.
Yeah, y'all had some prime time real estate there.
Yeah, that's what you told me. It kind of made you jealous being a tent camper. You couldn't camp over there on the edge of the hill.
Yeah, it really did. I saw them those young guys. I guess they were like the Army guys or whatever, and they were right there at the top of the Indian staircase. I'm like, what a perfect place to hang. But I don't have a hammock, so.
Well, that guy had a hammock and he didn't know how to hang it.
Yeah, I think Aaron helped him out, didn't he?
Yeah, I think Aaron did. That was like when I was walking through. Rich was like, "Man, you should tell them boys what they're doing wrong." I'm like, "Nah, I ain't doing that." Then I heard Aaron down. I was like, "Oh, that's amazing. I wish I'd have been there because I could only imagine what he was telling them."
Yeah, it was a good time for sure.
Yeah, man, we'll have to get back together again and do another trip. I know it's harder with your schedule to get out, but I'm always down for a trip like what we did.
That was a fun trip.
Have to get you up here and do some Big South Fork stuff as well.
Yeah, I'd like to hit Big South Fork. Definitely want to hit Devil's Jump in a kayak at least once. So.
Oh man,
maybe we can do a little water trip.
I haven't got to do that trip yet, but Jeremiah and they call themselves the Kentucky Badasses. That's Jason Wall and all his buddies. They've been buddies since high school, probably since grade school. Who knows? But they all go on a trip every summer, and they do Devil's Jump, man. They go through it in their kayaks and everything. I'm going to try to do that one this year. I've kayaked all the way from Williamsburg to Cumberland Falls, not in one trip, but like two separate trips. But you want to talk about fun when you there's a campground you can put in, and actually he has kayaks he can provide as well. But you can kayak and camp along the river. You can do 2 nights; it don't matter. I mean, it's only 15 miles, but you can camp anywhere in the Daniel Boone along the way there, and then you can get out right before Cumberland Falls.
Right, especially if you have a hammock, you can hang anywhere.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the best thing about having a hammock is when you're kayak camping, man. You just pull off anywhere, hang your hammock up, done. I mean, with my stepdad when we done our trip, I was literally on like a slate bank that's kind of like this, like we'll do it like this way, like that. Like it was straight down in the like. You get out of your hammock if you get out rowing too hard, you're gonna row in the water.
Going straight in the water. Yeah, it looks like Mitch says he hadn't been out since the fall meetup. Me
Man,
either, Mitch.
man,
Me either.
I don't know how y'all do it. My
This was
wife
my first week on
tells me
training.
after 2 weeks, she's like, "You're turning into a butt. You need to get out." I think that's why she works 2 weekends a month, so that way I can get out those 2 weekends and get it out of my system. Yeah, Mitch, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you and him have done it. Nope, couldn't do it. You'll be in Slade at the end of March for a 4x4 trip. Heck yeah, dude. I don't know. That could be interesting. I haven't been on one of them since last January. Y'all gonna be camping anywhere? Y'all gonna be dispersed camping in the Daniel Boone, or y'all gonna be camped up at a campground? So they do Mitch and do you know Jeremy from All Things Outdoors?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They do a bunch of the overlanding trips. That's kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. Eventually, when I don't have kids and I don't need a vehicle that can go, that can carry that many kids, and I can have me a truck or something else. I wouldn't mind having something like a Jeep or something, have a rooftop camp on, rooftop tent on top of it, then have or get a like a little small teardrop camper and be able to throw my kayaks on top of it and go anywhere and just pull up and be done.
Yeah, I should have bought one. I had the opportunity to buy a Bronco. It was a 2-door Sasquatch, and I think it was like 35,000. And I didn't buy one. And the next year they came out, they were 55 for the same model. I thought, man, I should have bought one. That'd been a sweet deal on a new Bronco to go overlanding, Get the rooftop tent and everything.
Yeah, Jeremy's one of them. He's one of them Bronco crew guys. He was saying here, Jeremy's crew is going out a week before them. He'll be on a cruise. He's going out some work contacts the following week. Cool deal, man. Y'all doing the same area that we done this past last year? You doing the same type of area? So they do a bunch on the DBB. Is that what Daniel Boone Byway? I think that's what it's called. I don't know. It's like forward. I don't know. They've added more to it now. I don't know how many miles they got out there, but like hundreds probably by now. It's all off trail, ATV, all mapped out and everything. There we go. The Daniel Boone Backcountry Byway. Yeah. Do you know how much they added a whole lot to it? Like a whole lot more to it this past year. But funny thing is a lot of those trails show up in All Trails, and then you read the reviews and it says ATV.
Right, you do not want to hike an ATV trail. I don't think it would work very great.
Have you hiked parts of the Sheltowee?
No, I hadn't hiked. Well, just a little bit of it. When I went up there to Bandy Creek, but not very much of it.
So you probably and what we done out there at the gorge, but yeah, man, there's parts of it when you get past the gorge and before you get down to like Cumberland Falls area and all that. A lot of that area right there is just full of ATV trails and everything, just because a lot of it runs through Wildcat over there, which is a big ATV area in the London area of Kentucky. It's just, I don't mind doing it. Like, I like it, but like I said, I don't like hiking it, but I'll definitely drive in it.
Right. Yeah. Mitch, have you done any of the Jeep badge trails? I know they have the badge app where you can hit up all the different trails and get your badges.
Oh, they have badges?
Yeah, so like the Jeep has an app where it's I can't remember what they call it, but basically it's like a badge for each one. So like you'll have I think Windrock has a badge trail, and they're scattered all over. But you actually, you go in and you document where you did it, and they send you a badge. I think that's what it is.
Oh wow! I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of cool. I'd probably just get a Jeep so I could do it.
I'll do it in a Bronco and put the Jeep badge on it. I've had a Jeep. They're okay. I wouldn't want a daily one, I guess, but that's not what it's made for.
So, Mike, he's one of the Kentucky the badasses, but he drives a Jeep Gladiator, and I ain't gonna lie, I wouldn't mind having one of those. Maybe when I retire.
I'd like a Gladiator. My dad had one. It was a Rubicon, and
Yeah, that's what he
would take it
has.
everywhere. Yeah, I mean it's a
Is
sweet
it-
ride. It's a little long for tight turns, but other than that, very capable.
Yeah, he had it, and I ain't gonna lie, it had a 4-cylinder turbo in it. That thing would just go anywhere.
Hmm.
There we go. He said he's not yet, but I've got some stuff in the works, and his Jeep it has one from the previous owner. Yeah, I didn't know anything. I'll pull you out.
I'll pull you out. Oh, you won't have to.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Jeremy had to get pulled out. And no, who did? Actually, no, it was Mitch. Sorry, buddy, I kind of threw you out there. Mitch got stuck and had to be pulled out by. I don't know who ended up having to pull him out because Jeremy tried and he burned up his winch. And then I don't know what the other guy had, but he ended up having to come back and pull him out. But I think it was Mitch's. That was your first time out in that Jeep, wasn't it, man? So, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was his first time. If it was his first time, he done really good.
Yeah, back in high school, I'd take my Silverado. I had a 2010 Silverado, and man, we hit some trails and stuff that you'd beat up the side of the truck coming down. They're just so narrow. But
And he said,
I had mud over the hood.
he says if you're in the Bronco, he'll definitely pull you out. He has a new Jeep now. He had the small Jeep back then. What do you have now? Is it the Rubicon that you got now? The Gladiator Rubicon, Mitch? I can't remember. I remember you showing it to me, but I can't remember exactly. I think he got a Rubicon.
On 37s. Oh, wow. Yeah, I bet you will pull me out then if you're running a Rubicon on 37s.
Yeah, he after he got that Jeep and that first one, I think he just kind of said, "No, I'm going out and I'm getting what I want." There we go. He said, "Let me get some mud tires on my Audi, and I will with you guys." Oh, Aaron did.
Mitch, you think I can use the old Subaru Outback to keep up with you on the trails there?
That sounds kind of like me using my Kia, bro.
Hey, the Outback, it has the, what do they call that? It's the four-wheel, where it locks all the differentials together.
Yeah, that's what mine has too on my Kia. I ain't gonna lie. When I did that trip at the New Year, when I went and did the Bear Creek Falls, I actually went down the Bear Creek Falls road, not thinking like I should. Like I was just at the trailhead's here, and I kept following it. And I was gonna go to it. Well, it was the old Bear Creek Falls road that went down to where the waterfall was, and let's just say I took my car a little bit further than I should have. It was it's some pretty decent ruts, and I was like, man, I'm turning around before I get down here and do get stuck.
Yeah, Mitch, the wife would probably kill me if I took her Outback.
He said you could probably do most. You could do most of it. Yeah, I don't think I want to get out there and tear my little bitty tiny Kia up. You definitely pull me out every time you turn around, Mitch.
You think a Silverado will fit? I can bring my truck.
I don't know about that one.
I bet it'd be destroyed by the time I got done with it.
Well, guys, on that note, talking about four-wheeling and everything we've talked about tonight, all kinds of adventuring and stuff that happens on trail, blunders. I've had plenty of them. I've left a gear. I ain't gonna lie. I've left plenty of gear. That's why I have one trekking pole now, and I don't have a dog. I don't have my original dog leash. There's a few items that I've left on trail. I haven't taken a bad filter yet, so that would be a first.
I've taken a bad filter.
Did you at least have something secondary?
I didn't know till I got home, but yeah, my filter had froze, and I thought it was good. It was flowing really fast, and I was like, man, this thing works great. Well, it was cracked. So
Yeah, I've never done that yet. But blunders, I've had plenty of them. Mr. Jeremiah, he had a blunder. If y'all didn't hear about it, you can go back and listen to it at the beginning. It was quite the blunder. Well, he didn't want us to call it a blunder. It was quite the mishap. We'll call it quite the mishap for him. He didn't get to enjoy the trip that we had. I mean, it was an awesome trip. I'll say again, buddy. Thanks again for getting those campsites and bringing us breakfast too, man. I don't think I've said thank you enough. I mean, you didn't have to do any of that, and it was just awesome.
yeah, that was my pleasure. It was a good time. I'm glad y'all made it down last minute.
I almost forgot, man. The biggest thing you brought me was, so this is the new fanny pack that he brought me, guys. So we could show it here. It's definitely empty now, as you can tell. But, I mean, going from, let's see here. This is my old one. Going from this to this, you can just see the difference. I mean, night and day difference. I'd gotten to the point where that fanny just couldn't work for me no more. I like to take too many goodies and too many snacks on trails. Too much sweet stuff for me. I like the Skittles. I open my bag and it's got trail mix. It's got some sausages. It usually has a bag of candy in there, and I just couldn't fit all of that in there. And I've got my little multi-use bag that I put my other stuff in, and just couldn't fit everything in there for on trail. So had to find a new one. And what was it we talked about? I guess I talked to you about it when we were at the meetup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had mentioned wanting a bigger one, and I was like, well, I might have to learn. And so I made a smaller one. I think it was a liter and a half. And I said, hey, what do you think about this one? You said it's just too small. And I said, I got you.
Yep.
Now I got you one that's 2.5 liters.
Yeah, this sucker right here, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna enjoy it. I've already, like I said, I enjoyed it on the trip, and I'm gonna tell you right now, it is comfortable as can be. I don't know, those straps you used, amazing. The buckle, great. Everything about it, man. You just done really good. Top notch work for. You've only been doing it like what, 6 months now? Is that how long you've been doing it?
Let's see. My first stuff that I made was right before the meetup in October. So November, December, January, February, 4 months.
4 months,
I made a lot of stuff in 4 months. It don't seem like it's been that short of a time.
I mean,
I've made all kinds of stuff.
Like I said, I got the other stuff sitting over here too. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I'll use those 2 gray bags for something. We'll figure it out. It might actually replace my wife's bags for like battery bags and stuff. That's probably what I'll do with it. And those two wallets, man, I'm probably gonna give to the purple ones. I'm gonna give to the girls. So I'll tell them Chicken Little Treks made this, and you better not lose it.
So I'm hoping for the meetup this year, if I make it, I'm gonna try to make a good large amount of different bags and just kind of give them away and just let people pick what they want. Make a couple wallets, a couple mid-size, ditty bags, and hey, I have fun making this stuff, so why not just give it away?
Oh man, I ain't gonna lie, I love it. I mean, I can already tell you, I've had quite a few bags from different people. Like I have Hilltop packs, I have from Ben, I have some bags from Jason over at Walhalla, and your bags are on par, if not better. I'm not gonna lie, and I ain't gonna lie, your zipper that you put on here zips better than my other one. I like that. I admit that because the other one was kind of a pain when I was on trail trying to get it unzipped because it was a little bit too tight. That one right there is like the perfect amount. So
yeah, I'm just still learning, man. Trying to learn new ways of doing things. I'll probably come up with a 2.0 version of that one, but the stretchy mesh like we talked about. So That'd be
Yeah, man.
pretty cool to see that. I'll
I
let you
can't wait to see that. I
break
can't wait
it.
to see the evolutions, man, of it.
Yeah.
Well, man, I want to thank you for getting on here tonight. And so, guys, if you don't mind me telling people or you can tell them your name. If you want to tell them your real name, and then tell them where they can find you and everything else.
Oh yeah. So I'm on Facebook, Logan Crawford, and then Chicken Little Tracks. I don't know if I don't know if I have a Facebook, but Chicken Little Tracks on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok is my big three. I hadn't posted in a while, but hopefully when it warms up here, I'll be posting a little bit more, doing some different, maybe trying to do different content. So
You need to be posting some videos making bags, man. I'm just gonna tell you.
yeah, I got a tripod. I just honestly, usually it's just like a last minute thing. Where I'm
Do a
like,
time
hey,
lapse
yeah.
do a time lapse of making something. Oh, money. I'm just gonna say I wouldn't mind watching that.
My problem is I take forever to do it, so I might sew something and be like, oh, I'm gonna go do this, and I'll come back and do a little more
Huh.
leisure.
You have a little bit of the ADHD. You're like,
Oh yeah.
I'll come. I got some. You're like, oh, I got to go do this. Then you're like, oh. Then you come back. You're like, oh yeah, I was doing that.
Exactly. Yep.
Yep.
Probably like, oh, but here I'm gonna sew this, and I'll think of an idea, and I'll be like, let me go draw this out and see how this bag's gonna look. So,
Yeah, I know how that is. But guys, Chicken Little Treks, you've seen him here. He'll be on the show a little bit more often too. He's someone we've hit it off. He brought me a Paw L8 when we were at the Gorge, and I think ever since then we just kind of hit it off. It was even before then we hiked in together, me, you, and Rich, wasn't it, when we came in? I think he was a little bit ahead, not much, but yeah, man. You ain't that far away, and we're definitely gonna. And then Mike, I need to get you and Mike out on something. Do something like a car camp and a hike or something out somewhere. Maybe I don't know. You're in northern Alabama. Find somewhere in between of us. Get him out there. I mean, he could definitely do some stuff out there at Savage Gulf as well.
Yeah, Savage Gulf would be fun. I hadn't done much, but Talladega National Forest, I think that might be a good. It's a little bit of a drive for you. We might have to do a stealth camp the night before.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm gonna start doing. If it's over 4 to 5 hours, except if it's I have someone riding with me, maybe Jeremiah, then I'll do 7. But if it's me, I'm definitely gonna stealth camp the night before and then get there early the next morning.
Right.
That's 7 hours, especially if you're leaving right after work. But I don't mind it if I'm like taking.
Hours.
What's that?
It's still over 9 hours. I'm not driving it. That's awful.
I ain't gonna lie. I drove 13 to HangCon, but it's worth it. There's some things that are just worth it.
I still think I would have flown, but I don't know. If getting flights lined up for schedules is hard, especially something like that.
Yeah, man. I want to tell you thanks for getting on here. We'll see you again. Just like everybody on here, we'll see everybody on here. This is nothing but as I like to say, it's a tramily. We're all a trail family here. Eventually, I'd like to get everybody on here and everybody out on a trip with me. That's the goal. That's what I like. That's what I like about it. I like getting out, doing trips with people, and then getting them in here talking about it and just talking about, different things, different adventures, different stuff, even just talking about life. But guys,
Joey Outdoors on here one week. I don't think he's been on, has he?
I have not had him on, and we're actually planning a trip. We're going to be doing Joyce Kilmer, I think, eventually. You'll have to try to get to that one, man. I don't know if you'll be able to, but I'm going to try to get that one. That one right there, we're going to try doing. So maybe get him on after that one. I haven't had him on here, and I haven't had him on here. There's quite a few you all out there I haven't had on here. That's the goal. Is I want to get everybody in here. I want to hear about you, hear about adventures you've done. I want to take you all out on adventures, go on adventures with you. That's what it's about. But guys, I want to thank Chicken Little for getting on here once again, and then my brother from another mother, Jeremiah Stringer from Jeremiah Stringer Hikes. I want to thank him for getting on here as well and telling us about his his little poop story that he had. I had a little poop story there too. So sorry, no poop stories here at the end. We had them at the beginning on this episode. So got to go back if you're just now getting on and hear the poop stories at the beginning. But guys, I want to thank everyone for getting on here tonight. We're going to end it here. And you know what? You adventurers, y'all just keep on adventuring.
See y'all.